What's up guys, and welcome to a quick little video here. And in this video I will be unboxing a certain speaker here that you can probably see in the thumbnail. Yeah, you might have some questions and I'll try to answer them while we unbox these speakers. This is one of the most impulsive buys I've had in a while. I did not intend to buy these speakers, but I was looking for a gift to someone, and this is one of those perfect gifts, I would say. Here we have it. The Tribit StormBox Micro 2. I already have two of the ones, and I've been pleasantly surprised about those. For being micro speakers, I usually assume that micro speakers are very dull sounding, doesn't have that dynamic bass and whatnot. But these are the exception to the norm, I think. I would say that JBL, for example, you would have to get a JBL Flip series if you want dynamic sound. And so on and so forth with different brands. But these are good. These are quite a bit old at this point. I think they released in, I forgot when it was. It was 2022, 2020. Yeah, 2022, I think, or something like that. So actually, that's crazy that it's 3 years ago almost these released, which is insane. But yeah, no, very interesting speaker, right? It's very tiny, and this is one of those segments I have been neglecting for a bit. I've always gotten the big ones, the big W Kings, earphones, the JBLs, but honestly I think these daily forms of speakers are a lot more useful in a lot of aspects. So I'm gonna unbox two of these and keep the other one in the seal box. But here we have two of the old ones, the Tribit 1. I like to get them in pairs because the stereo effect is of course amazing. And these, you cannot pair all of these together. You can only pair two together. So that's why. I think, yeah, I got them in the blue color, as you could see. I thought it looked really good. Here we have the number of the speaker, I guess. Yeah, nothing too much here. There is an app as well. The older ones, they did not have an app support. Long battery life, that is something they improved from the first version. Better, longer battery life, a lot bigger battery, I think twice the size or something. And stereo or party mode, whatever you need. And superior sound, whatever that means, that's a gimmick. Bluetooth 5.3 and also IP67. I don't think these float in water. The older ones didn't float, but yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see here if I can do this. I'm not sure. I would assume they don't because they're pretty compact speakers. But let's get to the unboxing here. I'm gonna have a little bit of a sound test as well. Not a comparison. I will do that at a later stage. There we go. That nice slide. Love these boxes. Really satisfying boxes. And here is the speaker. Look at that. Got some plastic here. They always feel so nice, these Tribit speakers. And you get a USB-C. See here if this can focus. USB-C to USB-C cable, as well as a guide to them. And a warranty card, I think. Something like that. Let's get that to the side and look at the speaker here. So you could see from the generation 1 to the 2, white clear buttons. A little bit bigger, I think, in all aspects. A little bit taller and a little bit thicker to get that extra battery in there, and also a little bit I guess more strength to the speakers as well. USB-C, same on both, exposed, no aux, nothing like that. There we have the back on each. We have a little radiator here and feet, and this rubbery band here is really good. You can take that off and plop that in, and you can put this on anything. I like to have it on bike steering columns, for example, to have it on my bike, just have it there and get really nice audio. I've been doing that with the one, of course. Let's get another one here. Open this up. Come on. Why doesn't it want to go? There we go. Same story here. Come on. I don't think I got it open the entire way. There we go. Let's slide it out. Oh, very nice slide. And then another speaker here, as well as the USB-C to USB-C cable. Very nice to get a bit of those short ones, short cables. Always nice to have those. And here we have the second unit here. You can just lay them here. I'm gonna see here if we can see any more difference. Of course, the logo here is not as bright as it is on the new one. It's more reflective. A little bit softer buttons on the new one. I like these buttons more, even though you can hear these better, the old ones. They're a bit harder to push, but they're very nice. I always love the positioning of the buttons on these, especially because that is usually my main gripe with a lot of these smaller speakers, that you tie to like a backpack or something like that, right, to keep them afloat, so just have them when you're biking or something like that, but then you can't feel the controls. For example, I've done this with the Motion 300 to have it hanging on my backpack with this little strap here, but I can't feel the touch panel here. I can't feel where I lower or increase the volume. For example, I live in an area where there's not a lot of people, and I like to have music when I bike, but whenever I encounter people, I like to turn down the volume to be polite, you know. And this is certainly a thing you can do a lot easier, because you feel these buttons very distinctly. While these, for example, on the Motion 300, can't feel them at all. I mean, they are the same, so you have to memorize them, which is more of a hassle, even though this is, of course, also quite a decent speaker as well. A little bit harder buttons, softer here. Yeah, it's nice. But as you can see, maybe it's a bit bigger. Not a lot bigger, but a little bit bigger. Let's see, on the weight-wise, I don't have a scale with me, but it weighs a little bit more as well. We can throw some other speakers in here to compare to. Here we have the Flip 6. This is how it looks compared to that. Two there against the one Flip here. And the Flip 4 for a good measure as well, right? Bit of these smaller ones. So yeah, that's how they look. Pretty good. I love, they are not incredibly noticeable upgrade, I think. A little bit, but maybe the sound will be. I've heard that the sound is supposed to be quite bass-wise, very similar, but a brighter sound, which will travel further outdoors. However, the darker nuance on the older one might be preferable, like the lower treble might be less ear-piercing, especially indoors. It might be a better listen. However, you get the app with the new one, so you can customize them. So if the EQ is good on the app, that might be something you can make it sound like this, but better, maybe. That is the idea. But otherwise, you get better Bluetooth 5.3 instead of 5, and also the battery is the main point here. You get a lot better battery life. But these are, I guess, better in the aspect that they are lighter. So that's something that all the ones have to them. However, I don't think it's that significant when I look at them. They're a bit chunkier, the new ones, but nothing new. Here we have the controls, if it can focus. Yeah. Here we have the turn on button, and here we have the Bluetooth. Maybe it's not focusing. And here is the old one with the, here the power on and the Bluetooth as well. So very similar design. Let's turn it on. So just one press here, two little blobs, little bloops and little blobs. Let's get to my old phone here. Let's pair it up. Let's see here if we can find it. And there we go. Now I found the device. Let's turn on the old one as well. Very similar sounds here. Let's remove the other ones here from our way. If we can find that one as well. I have too many speakers on my list. That is a real problem. Hopefully this is the right one. Does not look to be the right one. Let's find the other one. Come on. There we go. Now I got it. So I'm gonna play a little bit of music, not a lot, because yeah, this is not the video for it. I've said that a lot, but I'll try to find different songs that I can play. That's not only the new pop songs. I'm gonna see here if I can find them. Let's see here. Let's just take Humanity. This is the old one playing now. At around 20% volume. This is the new one. New one playing. Old one, a little bit louder volume for the old one. They're playing one step lower with the new one, so about 25%, and this is at 30%.
It's all about humanity.
Old one. New one. And that's my little sample. I can tell you right away that the new one's treble sounds quite a bit better, I think. The old one, it's not bad, of course, not bad at all, especially the bass for this size, I think is great. Bass seems very, very similar at these volumes, but the treble seems very muddy on the old one, but a bit more open on the new one. Of course, these are very tiny speakers, so don't expect a massive sound, but it feels a lot more open, which is definitely something that is good when you have these small speakers that can really feel that they give a bigger presence. Other than that, I think maybe having a pair of these is a bigger, better than a pair of the new ones, because these, usually when you have that much treble, it's can kind of mess up the sound a little bit. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't do for me. Yeah, no, it seems to be an improvement rather. Is this a significant improvement? Perhaps not. The biggest one here, I feel, is the battery life, and you get extra treble. Other than that, there is not much. I think price-wise, these are a bit more expensive, but if I was out on the market right now, I would stick to the new one, just because it's newer and a little bit better in most aspects. Yeah, that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Take care.